let's talk about some of the older persons in our society who somehow believe that they're not susceptible to this disease or whatever, are putting themselves in risk that they might be able to, they might contract this disease. Let's talk
Dr. Haney, I'm glad that you asked that question. That's a very good question. God made us all a certain way. And God said, be fruitful and multiply. And there's only one way that can happen. No, and people over the age of 50 are becoming infected with HIV at the same rate as teenagers. For some reason or another, people over the age of 50 have it in their mind that they are not vulnerable to HIV, or they're not susceptible to HIV. But let me tell you, it's not who you are that gets you HIV. It's what you do. And people over the age of 50 do the same thing that teenagers do when it comes to sex. We are sexual human beings. It's part of our nature. And there ain't no sense in us hiding it or trying not to talk about it. That's human nature. If it wasn't for that, guess what? You wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be here. As sad as we hate to sit up here and think that my mother and my grandmother done these type things, it's the truth. That's how we got here. God made us this way. God gave us these feelings. There's nothing wrong with having these feelings. You know, so in people over the age of 50, they may have been widowed or widowers, and then they get back to meeting, you know, getting back to getting into a healthy relationship. They're gonna do the same thing. Well, let's think about it. Whoever they get into this healthy, intimate relationship with, they can't be so naive to think that whoever they get in this relationship with haven't been in a relationship with someone else
who might have had.
There you go. Who may have had HIV. And a person could have got HIV 10 years earlier. And the disease had not manifested itself to the point of that person showing any signs or symptoms. But if they've never taken the test, they wouldn't know. So I say this for everybody. If you getting into a new relationship or even in your old relationship, just remember, testing is the key. Take the HIV test. There's nothing wrong with taking an HIV test. Nothing wrong. Please, everybody, take an HIV test.
Very good. And of course, Ms. Crowder, we've got about a minute before we end this show for today, and I want to thank you not only for the information that you've given today, but the information that you've given us over the last 12 or 15 years dealing with this same topic. And I think that everything that you've said, you've also said it before, but there is nothing new in reference to what we're talking about here now. And I think that the fact that you came by to remind us again of the importance of taking the test, the importance of being careful in reference to our relationships, I think that will go a long way in terms of simply reminding people. Certainly it might not prevent people, but at least I think that people have to be reminded before prevention can occur. And we want to thank you for that. And let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.